Ever since I started reading the Dr. Stone manga all those years ago, it claimed a place as one of my most favorite manga since it was one of those mangas that was able to connect with me. I loved how the author was able to build a world that feels open and believable, with the way that most of the characters had a deeper story and reasons for why they were doing what they did. I believe the anime was able to convey most of the intended message correctly, but if I'm being honest, I think that the anime had a tone that made it feel as though it was not as tense and serious as how the manga was when I read it. So, Dr. Stone, Stone Wars has been concluded. This season was a continuation of the first overarching arc in the manga. I'm really glad that the anime didn't cut out a lot of things that was in the manga and was able to produce the full story, and even added some anime original scenes. It took 2 seasons to complete this first overarching arc, which proves to me that the studio had a lot of passion and faith that this series has the potential to become one of the next big shonen anime of our time. The series was even able to consistently get into the top 10 of the anime polls for the past few weeks, despite airing in a season of anime that is filled with series which are the best of the best. So when I watched this season with the prior knowledge of what is going to play out, I now understand more of the story on my second experience of it, but from a different form of media. The animation was pretty decent and was consistent, but the highlight of the season was definitely the characters. I love how Senku never forgets about those around him and the villagers' safety, and even wanted to bring the elderly along, just since they would be safer with them rather than staying by themselves in the village. However, the elderly refused Senku's request because they didn't want to get in their way, and they also didn't want Senku to worry about them so that he and the others can go all out without having to think about the safety of the elderlies. This season also showed the growth that Chrome had undergone, and the point of the story where this was shown heavily was when he was able to escape from captivity on his own with a little assist from Ukyo by sending him the battery. Chrome is definitely my favorite character among the humans that came from the village, with Kohaku at a close second. Talking about Kohaku, she is undoubtedly an amazing character since she is the best fighter in the village and her insanely good eyesight is basically superhuman, and how she is able to often make decisions quickly without wasting time to think. However, to me, the best trait that she has is the amount of trust that she has in Senku, despite not knowing what's going on half of the time science-wise. This makes her one of Senku's best assets, together with Chrome and Gen, which Senku can fully put his trust in, so that he doesn't always need to be the one giving out instructions, because he knows that there are others in his group who are able to do things without having to know what Senku's intentions are. So, if there is ever a time where Senku is not able to do anything or is injured, then I believe that this is when these three will truly shine. So, of course, we gotta talk about Tsukasa. So after everything that he has done, in the end, Senku still views him as a friend and an ally, and the only reason why they are currently enemies in the first place is because of the way their views on the world differ, which is mainly caused by their past. For Senku, he was always intrigued by science and how the world works, and is amazed at how much humans has evolved over the millions of years. So when the world got reset and humanity was all petrified, he felt as though they lost a precious treasure trove of innovation and experimenting that was gained throughout all those millions of years, which had just vanished overnight. So, of course, this would make him want to rebuild what was lost, using all the knowledge he has acquired, so that the thing he loves most over anything else will not be lost forever. However, when we look at Tsukasa, his life was filled with struggle, with him having to live with an abusive and useless father who does not care about Tsukasa's sister who is close to death and is in a coma. And we also don't see any signs of Tsukasa's mother, so she could have either ran away or she could have died, which may be the reason why his father became who he is. However, all this leads Tsukasa to realize that in order to keep his sister alive, he has to find a way to get money all by himself to pay the hospital bills, which leads him to go and train and get stronger so that he will be able to compete in fights and gain the winnings from the fights. We see Tsukasa as he is a young boy, still weak, and is risking his life for his sister. His father's abuse and how his father does not care about his children is one of the main reasons why Tsukasa hates adults and deems them unworthy to be in control. That is why when all humanity was turned to stone, he takes this as an opportunity to try and remake the world with the young people who he chooses and deems worthy to be able to live and control the world without any corrupted adults around. After we learn his past, it kind of justifies the reason as to why he opposes Senku and the plan to rebuild society because of what he has had to live through in his past. This struggle between ideologies make the characters more relatable because we get to better understand why both characters strive for different things and that neither of them is wrong because their actions are due to their perspectives and experience of the world. So at the end, when Tsukasa trusted Senku with his science, he didn't really accept the thought of bringing back society, but the only reason why they became on good terms again was because Senku helped make Tsukasa's view on science different, since he made Tsukasa realize that science is not something that should be stopped and it's not something that is bad, but it depends on who uses science, which makes it either good or bad. Tsukasa now trusts Senku because he knows that Senku never goes back on his words, and Senku was able to save Tsukasa's sister from her illness with the help of the petrification, which was something that Tsukasa could have never achieved with all his training and money that he could have gotten. This led to Tsukasa changing his mind about the advancements of science, but this doesn't mean that he has accepted Senku's plan of bringing back all of humanity yet. All this just shows that the characters that we watch feel more real and layered as we learn more about them and that they have actual motivations behind their actions, which makes us feel more attached to them and their growth along the way. So after watching this season, I would give it a 8 out of 10 because they were able to adapt the manga beautifully and even added scenes like the one where Tsukasa gave his sister seashells, and also the scenes with his abusive father where the father was beating him up at the beach, and also the part when the father was drinking at home. I really enjoyed this season, and for the anime only watchers, you guys can expect a lot more growth and stories that really expand on the world. So you guys should look forward to the upcoming seasons, and if the anime keeps on going strong like the previous seasons has, then I have high hopes for the future arcs of the series. So that's it for my review for Dr. Stone Stone Wars. If you enjoyed this video, then please do hit the like button and comment down below if you want to see more. If you want to keep up to date with my channel, then please do hit the subscribe button since it will mean a lot. And with that, sayonara.